What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Today we got some exciting stuff. I hope everybody enjoyed today. I hope everybody made some money today. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we will start off with the daily time frame. But before we do that, I just want to show you what is going on the weekly time frame. All right, everyone, just keep in mind where we are on the weekly oscillators. All right, there's no reason for us to be going up, and if we do have any sort of rally, it will be very short-lived because the market will. It's only a matter of time until they digest what Papa Powell just told us. So yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing really else to it. I told you guys, like, hey, there's gonna be a catalyst coming around the corner. I don't know what that catalyst is because I have no crystal ball, but something will come. And guys, something definitely did come. All right, Powell was nothing less than hawkish. It was very bad. Hang on. Just had a bagel. I guess I'm choking on a bagel. Not the smartest idea. All right. I think your boy is not gonna choke anymore. All right. But yeah, guys, I'm serious. If you guys did watch what Powell was saying or listen to what Powell was saying, really everything was bearish. And he said, I think it was 17 out of 20 committee members thought that, hey, the expected rates, that like the federal funds rate, the terminal rate, it should be at 5% or above 5%. And that is not a good thing. And then he also broke, this is something I actually liked. I recorded it. And guys, if you don't know where to watch these things, you can always just literally follow me, Kevin. And just, you don't have to have post notifications on. I don't, because he posts so much about stuff that really doesn't it doesn't need to cloud your mind, because in reality, the charts will literally tell us exactly where everything's going to go. So nothing really matters. All right. And that's why I was so confident buying into puts at the exact top, because I mean, it was just so obvious, you know. And I mean, this is a green candle, but what this is lying to you about is that it's actually a red candle. All right, and you started up here and you closed down here, which means you never actually broke out of the trend line. Like all these attempts here, and you can't break the bear market trend line here, and it will happen. All right, because we have something going on the monthly time frame that I think it should be noted before we actually go down there, so we don't get all fearful and shit down there and think like a crash is going to happen. Now, your boy did something pretty bad at the bottom, and he shorted. He shorted right here because he knew the CPI report was going to be so bad. All right, but I mean, in reality, I was gambling because you never really know what's going to happen on the CPI reports. So it's better to just have a strangle and go for like the not big shot gains. You just want those like 50 to 100% gains, take a strangle. All right, there's no reason not to. You get 300% on either side. There you go. You're up 100% on the overall strangle, the total strangle from the put and call side. So just a little food for thought for anybody who doesn't do that. I just found out about this probably like 2-3 months ago. I started performing these on just big events, and I think I've done like probably about 6 so far. If I had to, yeah, probably about 6, maybe 7. And yeah, they have done me good every single time so far. They have not failed me, except the one I did on PPI. We did not really get any volatility that came out of PPI. So I luckily did make it out all right, and I bought this Friday's expiration because I knew this week had a lot of volatility. So I mean, all in all, they did end up paying that day, so it all worked out. But yeah, all right. So let's get back into the TA. Yeah, we will start with DIA. Something I want to point out is that we have a 6 bearish divergence. I don't know if there's a word for that. Like, I know there's like quintuple or quintuple, which is 5. But we have 6 here, and I'm going to point these out to you right now. All right, and we also we have a pattern here that I don't know if you guys do want to do this. Should we do this? Should we get a... Guys, I'm going to put a target on the board, guys. We're going to do some crazy shit right now. All right, we are going to, let me just find out. I have my stream deck set up, but computer reset a while back, and yeah, I don't have pictures on any of them, so I'm just kind of taking guesses. But here we are. Let's go over to chart patterns, and I think this would be, let's go here. That would be an expanding, broadening, ascending wedge. So I think it would be under the A's, so ascending, broadening wedge. Broadening wedge. Wait. Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what we have right here, except some may call it a bull flag. I'm here to tell you guys this is not. All right, you are going up in this. There's a very low chance you come up and break up. All right, this is most likely a topping pattern. I don't know what it says here, but it's occurring right at the top, so it's not too shabby. Percentage beating price target for up down breakouts of down to 71%. So that's where we're going to be multiplying most likely. Is it B to A? Two figures on the right. For downward breakouts, use the lowest value in the pattern as the target. It would be over here. So actually, that's not good at all. All right, that's over here. Is there any other target on there? For upper breakouts, compute the difference. Dang, guys, it really is. Dang, that's so messed up. Damn. All right, guys, never mind. The target is literally right here. But that does mean we are going to come down here, which means we're going to come down here on the other indices. So the low of this day was 331.88. We will go like that. I mean, it's a pattern. And if we come down and break it and have the daily close, you are going to confirm that. But either way, that's the target for it. I do believe it will be hit, considering we are at a top. And from what Papa Powell said today, we are definitely coming down, all right? Definitely coming down. I'm serious, guys. So I texted my friend. My memory is not the best. So I was like not taking notes, but I was texting my friend as I was watching this. Holy crap. Yeah, it's just more so the overall the biggest part of this whole speech he gave today, all right, before the questions and actually during the questions, all right, which still might be going on. I had to stop listening so I could do this. Was that hey, like they're not done. They're not even close to getting there. Well, I mean, he didn't say exactly that, but that's kind of how it sounded to me. Like they're not there yet. They're not even close to getting there. All right. Like all in all, like he divided into 3 different buckets. I don't remember what the first 2 buckets were, but the third were the most important. Actually, I think one was goods and one. All right, so we had the first bucket, that was the goods. We had the second bucket, that was housing, which is most likely going to be coming down as people renew their leases because it's a high interest rate environment. I believe that's what he said. And the goods are coming down, I believe he said. But then you have the consumer. That's bucket number 3, and that's the most important bucket. And the consumer is thriving here, all right? Well, the consumer and just the job market. I think it was the job market, actually. They are thriving, and he was saying the supply and demand, they're just all out of whack, and there's just demand, all right, and it's strong. And he said it hasn't really been weakening this whole time. And then he also went on to say 17 out of 20 board members. I think he said board members, but either way, members of the Federal Reserve. Guys, they think rates have to be above 5%. That's what it's going to come down to in the end. We have inflation. I think it came out at 7.1% was the last read. All right, so like maybe inflation does come down and maybe it meets that 5% number. I don't know. All right, but all in all, what I got out of today is he assured the market that first of all, they're not going to stop raising rates because they're not at that level yet. They're not in restrictive territory, he was saying, and that's like also very important. They are not in restricted territory, which means he doesn't think they're in a spot right now in terms of rates. They're not high enough to actually, like the federal, the monetary policy is not tight enough for there to be a noticeable difference. All right, for it to cause a change. He doesn't think that is like the case right now. So they're going to keep hiking rates. All right. I don't know what's going to, I mean, I know what's going to happen with the market. We're going to be going down, guys. There have been so many factors, so many warning signs we've had up here. Look at that. This actually does look like a bull flag. It looks pretty cool. But I do know we're probably not going to come up here with, especially with what he just said. I tell you guys all the time, I don't have a crystal ball. But I have been building the skill set of reading charts for quite some time now. It's been 1 to 2 years. And I'm just saying, guys, all right, they're saying we're going down. So I told you the bearish narrative would come around. I don't know what it's going to be because I have no crystal ball. All right. But I do know it's going to come around. All right. And today proved that right. And I'm really glad that was the case because, again, just the time the TA really does blow everyone's mind because it was telling us this was going to be happening this week. All right. Like, let's just really, and honestly, today, let's just look at QQQ and SPY. All right, we didn't actually go over the technicals yet. I'm like kind of amped, guys, about today. Today was just so great. All right, it was so great. The news we got today was literally the catalyst that was needed for us to do this. All right. So we didn't actually close back inside of this wedge because this was actually a red candle. It should have been a red candle, but TradingView is making it a green candle. But I will say TradingView is very good. I honestly would recommend TradingView for anybody who, even if you're a complete noob, pay the $15 a month or $10 a month or whatever it is. If you buy the yearly sale on Black Friday, which is what I do every time, I've been stacking them. Every deal they get, I just stack another year on top of it, or whatever the largest thing is, because they do like 40% off. Maybe it was 50, 60% off. You just keep doing that, all right? And all of a sudden you have like years for like only like $5 a month. So, you know, like why not do something like that? $5 to $7 a month. If you're buying those deals, might as well. But even though it has its flaws, it is like literally so much better than anything else I've used. Webull, not a chance. TradingView, or not TradingView, Thinkorswim, not a chance. What else? The Vanguard just had nothing. Absolutely nothing. Robinhood, oh, absolute crap. All right, either way, back to the TA, guys, because today, lights, it really was very important. All right, I understand you're rallying right now, but like I'm just saying, anybody with puts has nothing to worry about. All right, I will have to go back and listen to what Jerome finished saying, but I don't care. After hearing what he said for the vast majority of the time, and we just rose throughout it. So like this was the knee-jerk reaction to the downside. Maybe we have a reaction to the upside, come back up here, and then drop again. I believe that happened. I'm not going to go back right now because that would take quite a while. But there was an I think this happened on the last FOMC where we literally did the same thing. Rose into it, dropped again, and we rose all the way back up here. And I remember being really pissed because I pussied out on my strangle. Pardon my French. But I got out on my strangle right before it, and I just like completely botched the whole trade, or something went completely wrong. And either way, I saw that the strangle would have paid absolutely perfectly. You could have taken profit on puts. Oh, calls come back to life. They take profits on calls and like reload puts. I don't know. But that's probably what's about to happen. All right. I mean, I do see you're getting all the way up here, but it does look like this is a rather impulsive move. And it does look like you got some juice to this. Maybe you do come right back up here and then we come back down. But either way, I don't know what he could have said that caused this, because something had to have been like, this is some juice right now. This is nice. Holy sweet baby Jesus, dude. This is a 2. What did he say, guys? What did he say? What is going on? All right, what's going on? I don't know. I have no idea. But that was there was a catalyst to that, right? There was something that caused that move. There's a $2 and yeah, $2 and like 40-cent move. That's absolutely insane. All right, guys. So get back into the charts, all right? Because we never actually went over the normal TA that we cover daily here on the channel. By the way, guys, I'm still going to be doing the Webull updates. I will not be able to pump the YouTube or Twitter because Webull, I found out they removed my post like just all yesterday. I believe this all happened yesterday. I hope it hasn't been happening each and every day. But all of the December posts just completely gone because I was pumping the new Twitter and I had pictures of the YouTube and the Twitter in them. So they're just gone. And yeah, so Webull is the person taking down my post on Webull. So if you were wondering, that is that. And I can't do them on Twitter. So I'm going to have to see if I need to find a platform where I can have like minimum 6 or 7 photos. Like Twitter, you can't do it with the text box. Like it's just not big enough. And no one's going to read through those threads. Like there's no, I hate it. Webull just made it so convenient, but you can't like do anything with the following you built up, right? You literally can't do a single thing. I try and I figured that out a while ago. And so I've been trying to do this. I haven't been mentioning it in the text, like the actual writing part of the updates, but I've been leaving the picture. I didn't think there was an algorithm that literally picked up on that. That's like crazy. I can't believe it. We're up today. That's insane, guys. Insane. We'll go back over here. Come over here. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. We are pumping heavy right now. We're pumping. I mean, it makes sense. Look at this bad boy. Is this about to engulf the bearish candle right there? I have no idea. Like maybe that would be absolutely insane. But yeah, guys. So we have a doji candlestick. You rejected right off of that trend line. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you did not have a close over the trend line, even though you broke it, you just didn't. And QQ came right up to that trend line and then did that. You also have this bull flag slash, again, like a broadening wedge here on QQQ. But what I want to point out about QQ and SPY here is right here. Look at these oscillators, guys. Look at this bad boy right here. You literally came right up to your sell line and immediately reject off of that. You have your stochastic hinging down. You have your RSI hinging down. You come over to QQ. You have the same exact thing right there. Same thing right there. I did not nail that stochastic right there. And you're right in the middle of it. But all in all, guys, we're going to go over some levels here in a sec. We're going to get over that. But all in all, guys, you're not looking good, all right? Your oscillators are already up here. We just got really bearish news. Your weekly chart is, again, looking how the weekly chart is. Now, I will say VIX went a little too quick there, and the daily chart went all the way up. But I did make this comparison. Literally, it was yesterday or the video before that, or both of them. I probably made it in both of them. Last time we gapped up like this on the VIX, you had this gap up right here. And we can exit out that, get that gap out of there. The last time you gapped up, you had these couple of days where that happened. Is this what that is? And then we're going to pop off like that, because look at VIX's weekly chart. Again, it's still the same exact picture, all right? The same exact thing, all right? But you have your stochastic going up in your weekly chart there, and you have your stochastic going down right there. I don't think that's going to matter. I think we are going to have a fake out with that one. And I think VIX is going to end up popping up. I think we're going to come back up to these targets. All right. Last time the targets were hit over here. And I don't think this time is going to be any different. All right. And again, SPY is right here. And I didn't know what the narrative would be. But now I do know the narrative, which is like, hey, they're keeping rates up for like much longer. Right. They said like, the job market for that to cool off, that's going to take like a long duration of time. I don't remember his exact words, but like, look at SPY, dude. Are these whipsaw moves? I think whipsaw moves are like, maybe those are 5% moves. I don't know the actual definition of a whipsaw move, but I would call this a whipsaw, right? Like, look at this bad boy. Like, this is crazy. Look at that. Down 2%, and then you went up like 2%. Like, that's insane, guys. This is exactly what I was just saying when we were right here. It just kind of happened. That is pretty flippin' cool right there. But then again, you did have that false divergence right up, go a little like that, and you went like that. Did we have the same exact thing on SPY? You had the same exact thing on SPY right there. You went down there. Let's go over there. All right, so let's finish going over the TA here. All right, because I keep getting off track here. All in all, guys, exciting day. Very exciting day. I cannot complain. This is been amazing. I don't care that we're rallying back up. I really do not. Because again, this is proving that TA predicts the news. Once again, this is another thing that blows my mind. So I don't care what happens today. I know it was said by Powell. I know where we are on the charts. Nothing has changed. And yeah, like it really is only a matter of time. All right, but going over the 4-hour time frame, we do not have a bearish divergence here, but you still are up here in the crossing through the sell line on the 4-hour stochastic, even though you are making a comeback here. And again, like your daily oscillators are now all the way, well, your daily stochastic crossing down on QQ and SPY, but your CCI is all the way back up here at the sell line. Like that's absolutely insane that one day caused that, but that's what happened. The market gods were setting up this chart. That's how it normally works. And there's no point in fixing what ain't broken. This definitely ain't broken. TA is going to keep rocking everyone's world. All right, so, oh, that's not good. I don't know if you guys heard that. My beats, they are running out of power. I got like probably 20 minutes left or something. All right, so I still want to point out that on the 4-hour time frame, you literally had the exact same thing happen twice. You came back up to the rising wedge, you rejected off it right here. Again, you rejected off it, came back up, rejected off it, came back up, rejected off it. I don't think it is going to come in. I think with what we just got. So, first of all, the federal funds target rate is now 5.1%, the future terminal rate. It's 5.1%. All right. That is, I think it's half or a whole basis point above what it was before. Wait, I think it was 4.9 before, or it was 5. I don't know, but now it's 5.1. So again, a higher rate though. Either way, holy crap! Again with is this a whipsaw move? It's going crazy, literally going insane in the membrane. Look at that big ass candle right there. I thought Thought that was going to keep going. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. But again, whatever happens here doesn't matter. Guys, big money is going to rug pull this bad boy. You have the setup. You have the daily setup. You have the weekly setup. You have the 4-hour setup. And the monthly goes along with this because you can literally come back down and just form a bullish divergence here. And that would give you your bottom. All right. I hate to be that guy, right? Because like, hey, I don't know what's going to be happening, but I'm just calling it like I see it. It would make perfect sense to me to come down into this zone, my target zone. Maybe you do that. I don't think it's going to happen though. It'd be really cool if you came down here. You now have that bearish divergence here. That one stays up here, and now you have a bullish divergence there. Boom. There you go. And then you break through there, and there you go. Maybe you form an ugly double bottom. Maybe you didn't even go down there, and you just go to 338. Right? So let's clean that up a little bit. So like all in all, this really is, guys, this is what I'm thinking. This is where my head is at, all right? This weekly time frame. We're going to see this in this is how we're going to know when to buy to play the monthly chart because of the weekly. We're going to know when to buy on the weekly chart because of the daily. It's going to give us these divergences. Very likely we're going to form some divergences. You are very likely going to come over here, come down here. This makes a higher high here, and boom, you have a bullish divergence. In my personal opinion, that is very likely going to be the case, and it is, again, very likely that we have a bullish divergence form here. So at the same time you're doing that, maybe it goes, maybe it's like that, I don't know. And again, you have that bullish divergence on the daily time frame. All right, so this is like really, guys, this is how you work. This is how TA like really works down to each time frame. All right, I don't know. I don't think I picked that up off of anything, anyone or anything along my journey. That was just, these are patterns I noticed, guys. Like when you're obsessed with looking at charts for a while, the newbie stage is literally you looking at a chart and being like, holy crap, there's a pattern. Then you get excited, and then you realize a week later, holy crap, it didn't matter. And then you move on. You're just trying to find what works. And I found, in my opinion, for me at least, what works. So I'm not going to fix anything. All right. But all in all, guys, yeah, that is the game plan. I think you just hit your top. I think we just got confirmation. In my personal opinion, we got confirmation from Jerome that you've now hit your top. This should be, again, it should be a red candle. So you never really actually got into this rising wedge. It's still just considered a back test because you didn't close above that trend line. So yeah, pretty much picture perfect back test. All right. Bull trap. And then if you combine the QQ and SPY chart, even more picture perfect because you came over there. You probably could make that trend line a little different so it does touch that. I don't know. But either way, guys, like this really is a picture perfect top we're seeing. I think that candle that we saw yesterday, I think that's kind of representative of the top. On SPX, you have this, you have whatever you want to call this. Like this is a big doji. Maybe it's a spinning top. I feel like the spinning top would have a smaller body though. But either way, like maybe that's what you could call that thing. And it rejected off of the trend line. Again, another one you reject off the trend line there. And you come over to SPY and QQ, and yeah, you could just see, dude, this is just a massive selling candle all day. You gapped up, complete trap. All right, I think that's a picture perfect top if you ask me. All right, like I'm serious, guys. That formed divergences, bearish divergences on all indices. That's insane. All right, it gave you your oscillators all the way at the sell line. Again, insane. Right before the big catalyst. I knew bearish news was coming, but now we just got the bearish news to match the chart's energy. And all it's going to take now is for like the market to realize what Jerome said. And there we go. We're going to start going down. I'm hyped. If you can't tell, I'm hyped. You have a hangman candlestick right here on the 4-hour time frame. Bullish continuation. That is the tested performance. We'll see. Theoretical performance, bearish continuation. All right. So 4-hour time frame. All right, like guys, we're at the sell line there. 1-hour time frame. Yeah, you clearly are like oversold there, but it's like in my opinion, like even if you rebound, which I'm like honestly, I'm not surprised to see this rebound. All right, I really am not surprised. I told my friend that we would be seeing a big move in both directions today. This was it. We're not seeing that. All right. I don't know if Jerome said anything to cause this. Maybe he did. I got to go check that out. And if he did, I will tell you guys about it in tomorrow's video. Maybe you guys already know about it if it happened, but maybe we'll see. But yeah, all in all, guys, I am extremely confident that, hey guys, he just confirmed that this is the top, and we are likely going to revisit lows because, again, the situation gets worse. They pretty much tell us it gets worse. And like I said with the wealth effect in yesterday's video, Jerome can't have this happening. It's going to cause more inflation. It's going to cause it to tick up. The problem in the 1970s through 1980s was not, all right, maybe it was the 1960s, 1980s. Regardless, when Volcker had to step in, the problem, it was like a 10-year period. The problem wasn't they couldn't bring the rates up high enough. The problem was they were going back and forth with rates, which it just means they didn't tighten things long enough to kill demand, which meant like, hey, and you got to kill demand for an extended amount of time. Like this has to be a year, all right? Because all we need to do right now, if everyone's demand was gone, prices, they would sink. But even if prices just stayed the same, all right, if they just stayed the exact same because demand fell off a complete cliff, all right, even though we likely will go through a deflationary period, and I'm hyped for that. I'm gonna get wealthy as hell during that. All right, but we likely will be doing that because of all of what we're seeing right now. Demand will be killed, and it's likely going to happen through a recession, where we already have the technical definition of recession, but that's just, you know, like recessions kill demand. I think it's very likely that we go through one. We've already gotten the yield curve. That happened actually like months ago at this point, maybe almost a year ago. It started popping up, and now you got them coming out the wazoo. It was like I think a week or two ago. You had all financial media going nuts about the yield curve. I was like, dude, the inverted yield curve, that's been on my radar for quite some time now. All right, like it was there a while ago. Like we're probably going through the thing it was predicting. All right, this is it. Like guys, this is why guys charts blow my mind. Like straight up, guys, this is like the most impressive skill set I can think of because everything revolves around the market. All right, like CPUs, like bots in life, real life bots, they just don't. And I'm not saying anybody's a bot who doesn't like get involved in the markets, but like a lot of people just listen to the news and like that's everything they hear. In reality, everything is just a giant narrative and it revolves around the financial markets. It's crazy to me to think this is how the world is, but it is. And this is what we cover here on this channel. Like people might not look at it that way, but guys, that's the harsh reality of things. Like straight up, everything revolves around the narratives that brings this thing down and this thing up. All right. They all do. And I always hear about them from the people in my life that aren't involved in the market. I always hear like, oh, the market's going up. And it always happens like right at the top. Like the two people in my life that are my indicators, my real life market top indicators and market bottom indicators, dude, they both in the past week have said something. All right. So it's very likely. It is very likely that we are at a top. What I'm getting at. And again, with these like whipsaw kind of moves, maybe these are whipsaw. Again, I don't know the definition, so I can't really. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. But all right, I think we covered everything. Look at our girl Mara go. I'm not really worried about Mara. Whenever the market starts bottoming, I'm gonna be watching Bitcoin. All right, but I don't know what news is going to come out that's going to send Bitcoin lower, or if it's just going to fall with the market. If it really does just grind down with the market, that's also a possibility. But I don't think the trend is going to change where we just have these massive, like, oh, Luna collapse. Oh, now FTX collapse. Like now I'm hearing the Binance got like what do you call it when the SEC investigates you or whatever? Oh, audited. They got audited. If something, and also their reserves weren't there. All right, I think that's what they called them. Their reserves to back the money wasn't there. But then I also saw a thing the next day saying, it was on Twitter. I saw a thing saying that there might have been fast stock market news. I was seeing these. Oh, they normally you know, that's like him and Walter Bloomberg. They just any financial news that pops up, that's the guy to have like notifications on. But I don't have notifications on. I just watch the charts, and anytime I see a big candle, then I go to Twitter and refresh, and then I can just go look at, hey, what caused this? And 9 out of 10 times it's there. So we'll say 8 out of 10 times it's there. But yeah, guys, Binance is likely going to, I don't know. I'm not going to say likely because I actually don't know too much about it. I just saw things about it, and I know, like, hey, if the market's going down, Bitcoin's likely to go down with it, and Bitcoin's crashes, these things have been caused, like, the narrative has been like, hey, something big is happening in the crypto world, something real bad. So we're going to have to see. And throwback to when I said, hey, this is a fake out. Oh, yo, what if this is the bottom? What if this is the bottom? Hold up, look at this guy. I'm glad we're doing this. Like, I don't care what other people say. I really try and not read into what other people are saying. I really do try and just look at the charts. All right. Can you consider this a wedge? No, it would just be a channel. You could go there to there. That's pretty sexy looking. That's a pretty sexy wedge. What does it look like on the daily time frame? Holy shit, guys, this actually really does look good. I'm not gonna lie. I wish you can't. These trend lines don't work out though. They just don't. But either way, guys, if they did, all right, either way, you have the downtrend. We can like literally just take this out. All right, take out the bottom. Don't make it a wedge. Look at this picture perfect breakout and holy shit. What if we do holy sweet baby Jesus, that would be January. That would mean we would need another crash leg to occur though. So something is going to pop up in the news, guys, for Bitcoin to do this. For us to officially flip this trend. Oh, that would be coming down to 5,000, guys. We're probably not coming down to 5,000. So I'm going to take that out of my my little projection here, all right? Holy guys. We broke the trend on Bitcoin, dude. We broke it, guys. We literally broke it. Holy sweet baby G. I'm like hyped, guys. Guys, next video on Bitcoin. I'm going to leave this up. Next video on Bitcoin, we're going to put a target on the board for the trend line break here. It's going to be going from here, going over there, or it's going from here over there. 17,000, probably times like 60% or something like that. We'll have a decent price target to play when we're buying down here. I'm not going to buy actual Bitcoin, but I'm going to be playing Mara, and Mara is likely going to go down to this gap at 350. Probably definitely not this mega gap down there at 115. All right, I called it the mega gap the other day in the video, so that's what it is now. It's the mega gap. But yeah, it's probably not going down there. But if Bitcoin does what I just drew out there over here, oh, it's gone. All right, either way, Bitcoin does end up making its way down here. I do think it is very probable that Mara comes down and fills that gap. And I mean, already Mara has a bullish divergence for me. It is already being carved out right here, as you can see there, and you're coming down there. All right, and you come over to a weekly time frame, and believe you have the same thing. You also have a bullish divergence in the making. So I don't know how far Mara is going to go, but whenever it does decide to Bitcoin decides to bottom, you now have the setup on all time frames for Miss Mara here. All right, you have the monthly setup, the weekly setup, and the daily setup to explode upwards. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end it here, and with that being said, everyone enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you tomorrow. Peace.